guys, Trevor here with High Desert Tactical, and I want to do a brief video about my 1022 magazines that I have and a couple of comments on them. The main one I want to talk about is the Ruger BX-25. So like this is like the big to-do. There's not many 25 round magazines for the 1022s that actually work very well, and so this is kind of my overview of these guys. And then I did post a video of me shooting my 1022 and these were used in it, and I actually had a pretty good run with them, but there's a few things I want to cover on them. And then the other one that I want to talk about is the Butler Creek, and the two different types. There's the metal lips and then the plastic lip ones, and then obviously the BX-25 is metal lipped, and I'll just cover them a real quick. The main thing I noticed, and we'll start with the Butler Creek, is the main thing I noticed about them is with the plastic lips, they actually work the best. And the reason why I think is because right here in this well, the round, the actual bullet tip hits this, and they actually jam in there and just get stuck and jam. And so as you actually break these in, this well right here wears out and the bullets actually tend to feed through it better. Then the other issue that happens with both magazines is as you feed the rounds into the magazine, you know, there's a, like, it's not your typical like zigzag spring. This is actually just like a coiled spring, and as you feed the rounds down inside, the spring extends and then it wants to coil back up, and so that's what drives the feeder, like plane or whatever, back up into it, so as the rounds come up as you shoot. So the one thing I've noticed with the Butler Creeks is that the rounds actually get stuck inside these suckers, and they don't want to actually pop up, so they just get stuck down in like that, and then they don't move. They don't actually come up to their full point. So now this is a tip that I've figured out with these, is you soak them in soapy water, like a, I don't know, like a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1 ratio of soapy water, hot water, and then you let them air dry, and then that kind of helps lubes it up. Now another thing you can do is you can actually take graphite powder, and I usually feed it right in this little hole right here. I just stick the end of there and I just give it a good squeeze, and that just fills it all up. Shake it, just shake it around, keep shaking it, and then you take canned air or an air hose and just, again, either place the nozzle tip there, or the little, if the canned air has a little tube that comes with it, stick it in there and spray it. Just give it a good spray and keep shaking until all the remainder of the graphite powder expels out of this. This is actually dirty. This isn't graphite powder, and that actually makes a big difference. And so I have 5 of these, and ever since I did that, they work great. And every now and then I'll get a little bit of a jam, and I think a lot of it is I don't use soft tipped ammunition. Use like coated or jacketed ammunition. It works the best. Jacketed ammunition tends not to like bind up as the round is going up through the magazine up onto the feeder and then onto the ramp. It's like hard enough where it just kind of, it'll allow itself to buckle up the taper of the round. And I noticed that just standard round head ammunition works best, but I do have some Federal hollow point jacketed ammunition that works really well. Now onto the BX-25. The one thing, just like with the Butler Creek, I actually bought a bunch of the metal lipped magazines from Butler Creek, and I could not get any of them to feed. The end of the round just kept getting jammed right here, so it would, the round would sit down in here and it would literally just butt up against this. Let's see if it'll focus. Let's see if I can get it to focus real quick. Focus isn't working very good, but oh well. So the round would just butt up against that and get stuck. Now that actually happened with these. This is actually, I have 2 of these, and this is the second set I had to buy, because the first 2, I don't know what it was, the round would just rail up into here, and then it would just get stuck, and it just was a huge pain in the butt. Even when you took it apart, got a text message. Even when you took it apart, I basically took a little bit of gun oil and just lubed up the spring with my fingers, and then took a Q-tip, and just there's like guides inside this that actually the pedestal or whatever you want to call it, this little sucker rides on, and I lubed those up, and it still would move very, very slow, and they would just literally sit down inside there. They wouldn't like pop up, you know, like when you push on the round, they come up as quick as they could. They just wouldn't do that. And so I took them back, and I was like, well, we'll give it another try. And so I just returned the first two, because they both did the exact same thing, got these two, and they actually worked fairly well. But I still kept running into the issue with the round, like as it was coming up through the feed, it would hit this metal lip, and they would just sit there and stay. So, but this second set works really well. So, you know, the BX-25 was kind of a flop for me, and I wasn't very thrilled with them. The Butler Creeks, that's what I expected from them, but they did excel a little bit better than I thought. So they shoot good enough. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is just gonna buy a few more of the Ruger 10 round magazines, and then get the little star adapter, so you can have basically a 30 round star flip-floppy. So that's my video, and it's a little long-winded like they always are. I'm really sorry, guys. I try to get out a video every Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday is when I get some free time, but I've had some stuff going on, so I haven't been really very motivated, but I will work on it, and I wanted to get this guy out for you. And I hope everything's going good with everybody. And again, this is Trevor with High Desert Tactical, and I'll catch you on the flip side. And I promise my next video will be better.